Hey guys, just want to welcome everybody back here to our partner spotlight with Classic Vacations. My name is Colter Fleming, and I am your strategic account manager based in Southern California, Orange County to be specific. Today we are going to be talking about a fascinating place in the Indian Ocean. Very excited that we have a great guest with us. But first, let me kick it over to my friend, colleague, and co-host, Joseph Barney.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joseph Barney. I'm the Strategic Account Manager for Classic Vacations for Los Angeles, the Bay Area, and Hawaii. And we're really excited to have you guys joining us. And like Colter said, we're really excited to have Jan Tibaldi on with us today, the GM for the One&Only Reethi Rah in the Maldives. And we're so excited to have you here, Jan, and learn more about this property. I mean, obviously the Maldives are such a bucket list, kind of once in a lifetime destination for so many people. So we're really looking forward to learning a little bit more about you and the incredible property that you work at. So to kind of start things off, we would love to learn more about who you are and what you do there. And also, we were looking at your bio earlier, and you have such an incredibly fascinating bio. And over 30 years in the industry, you've worked in some incredibly exotic destinations and worked for some of the most prestigious companies in the industry. So tell us a little bit about you and your history in the industry.
Hello, everybody, and greetings from Paradise Island, One&Only Reethi Rah in the Indian Ocean. My name is Jan. Thanks for the introduction. Delighted to be on the call. Wow, where should I start? Well, I was brought up in hospitality, and I'm a fourth generation hotelier. So my father, grandfather, great-grandfather are all in the business. All of us three children were born in different countries, thanks to my dad's jobs assignments. So wherever our dad moved, we were right behind him, tagging along. One of my dad's business partners knew me from very, very young age and inquired what I wanted to become. And I told him, hospitality is what I want to do. And he said, call me when you finish your education and you're ready to embark into the field of hospitality. So after my studies in Switzerland, I wanted to learn all about food preparation. So I decided to go into culinary apprenticeship and followed up with a fine dining restaurant service course before leaving Switzerland. It's then in 1989 I called up my dad's business partner, and he invited me to join him in a luxury resort opening in Palm Beach, Florida. And that's where I started my career.
That is fascinating. So you've lived in a lot of different places. You said you're fourth generation in this business. Tell us about, how you got to this current role that you're in. Sort of close the gap on some of the years there, and get us to that point. Get us to today, if you will.
Okay, so after a couple of jumps throughout the continents between the States, Thailand, 6 years, Croatia, some build-up work after the war, then Brazil, then went to the Four Seasons in New York over 9/11. Then I headed to a beautiful resort in Barbados called Sandy Lane, where I was the resort manager. And we had one of the executives of Cursor International come on holiday, and we got talking, and he kind of interviewed me as I was working and invited me to join the company 15 years ago as a resident manager at the One&Only Two-Stroke in Mauritius. So that's where it all started with One&Only. So after Mauritius, I was asked to reopen our resort in the Maldives, One&Only Kanahua. At the time, we were opening up this beautiful property, One&Only Reethi Rah, and we were refurbishing One&Only Kanahua. And after the Maldives experience for about a year, I moved to the One&Only Saint-Germain in Mauritius. And then I left the company, moved to Anguilla, where I opened the Viceroy in a construction and opening phase for 3.5 years. This is now the Four Seasons. Then I headed over to the Oberoi Group in India and Rajasthan. The Oberoi Uday Villas, spent the most beautiful 2 years there. And then I was always fascinated of Shanghai, and there was an opportunity that became available. So I joined a private group called Urban Resorts in Shanghai, and I ran the Puli Hotel and Spa for 6 years. And the last year I was there, I got a phone call from Philippe Zuber, our Chief Executive Officer for Cursor International. And he asked me if I'd be interested to come back to Paradise, and that being the one and only Reethi Rah. And I tell you, city life, I had enough of city life after 6 years. It was time for some sunshine. And I embarked on this beautiful, beautiful journey back to the Indian Ocean, and I've been on the helm of this beautiful resort for the last 2.5 years, and here we are.
So you bring up a really interesting question for me. I haven't had the chance to travel to that part of the world in my life just yet. So for our listeners, maybe can you tell us a little bit about, the geography and just sort of a little bit about the history, if you will, just so that we can get a little bit more context.
So Maldives, Indian Ocean has about 2,000 islands, of which about 140 are inhabited with either resorts, hotels, or fishing popularity. Hospitality is their main source. And we opened our doors, One and Only Reethi Rah opened our doors about almost 15 and a half years ago. And we were the first ultra luxury resorts to open up its doors. So we kind of brought luxury trends. We were the trendsetters in the Indian Ocean. We opened up with 122 beautiful villas and fantastic food and beverage concepts. And it's been a success story ever since. And we've been extremely successful over the last 15 years. What makes us so special in the five-star uber luxury market? Well, it's the blissful privacy and seclusion, especially nowadays when we're going through all this Corona times, which unfortunately is going to linger with us for a little while. And we have privacy and seclusion. One and Only Reethi Rah is one of the Maldives' most spacious private islands, where we basically can offer unrivaled privacy and exclusivity. So our beach and water villas are considerably designed to ensure that each villa occupies its own generous, secluded area, enabling your own undisturbed slice of paradise, if I may say so. Our reputation of our staff. We have over 15 years of service excellence at One and Only Reethi Rah, providing the ultimate luxury experience in the Maldives, and partnered with the One and Only brand standards. We have an exceptional reputation of being the leaders in resort hospitalities here in the Maldives. Our team stands out with a genuine warmth, wonderfully unstuffy nature, and a desire to exceed every guest's expectations. And our guests are high profile, if I may say so. When you come on island, it's very important that you captivate a culinary journey. So we have over 8 unique, captivating culinary experiences during your stay, all designed by experts in their fields to take you on a journey of flavors and discovery. You have nowhere else to go. You're stuck with us. So we better feed you with great food and great libations. The location and accessibility of the One and Only Reethi Rah is very unique. It's positioned within the Maldives, just a short 45-minute boat trip or a 15-minute seaplane ride from the airport. So after a long flight, you can be relaxing in your own piece of paradise in no time. As I said, space is the new luxury, and we have space to invite. So whether you visit as a couple or a family, there's ample space and inspiration for everyone to enjoy their own version of heaven, from endless adventures to utter relaxation. We are also a multi-generation. We look after parents, grandparents, kids, all generations you can imagine. We're timeless. There's something for everyone. You can lock yourself up in the privacy of your villa, or you can join the beach club and enjoy the sounds of music and vistas, or do water sports, go diving, go snorkeling, go to the spa, or walk on one of the 12 beautiful beaches. We have 12 unique beaches. When we are full, you can walk on your beach and still see hardly any person. That's how large the property is. In terms of circumference, we're about 6.5 kilometers of island mass. We're 44 hectares of land, and over 22,000 palm trees. So it's a sizable property. We have something for everyone.
That sounds amazing. And I'm glad you brought that up, Jan, too, because I was curious about, the logistics of getting from the international airport to the actual property, because I know that's an important part of visiting the Maldives, is getting actually from the international airport to the private island. So it's good to know that you're only, in that you have the option to fly there or take a boat from the main island to the property.
We guarantee that you have access to the island 24 hours. The seaplanes only fly during daytime.
Ah, okay.
So if your property a little further out, then you only have access through seaplanes, and you're stuck there in the evening, you have to stay overnight. With us, we'll pick you up, no matter what.
That's really good to know.
And, further to that, how far of a flight would you say it would be from the West Coast of the United States, LAX, San Francisco, things like that?
You could fly over Dubai, which would be about 13 hours, 11 hours, 13 hours, depending on the trail winds. And then another 3.5 to 4 hours from Dubai to here. Or you fly over Hong Kong on the other side from LA. Then from Hong Kong, it would be about another 4.5 hours.
Got it. So you're looking at maybe, somewhere between 15, 20 hours travel time roughly from the West Coast, California, for example.
It depends, yes. Door to door, pretty much, yes. But it's totally worth it.
Yeah. I was looking at some pictures. I mean, just each one is a postcard in and of itself.
Indeed.
Well, we want to definitely continue to dig into that. Joseph, where are we on our questions here?
So I'm going to ask you, Jan, about, let's imagine that it is your last day on the property, as though you were a guest there. What would be your kind of itinerary for the day? How would you spend your last day at the property? What would you want to do?
As a guest?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm a little bit of a fitness buff, so irrespective, I would get up and go to the gym at 6:30.
Whoa.
Have a hearty breakfast, and then I would go to the spa and have a 90-minute sports massage. And then I would have, if it's the last day, I might as well go for it, huh? I would have a facial, because coming off the island, you want to look fresh, revitalized, wrinkle-free. I would do that. Then I would head over to the beach club and have a yummy cheeseburger, Wagyu cheeseburger, and an ice cold beer, and just sit there and look at the world transcending in front of my feet. I would then go and lie in my hammock for a little snooze, and then I would go on a snorkeling adventure and go and see the sharks, go and swim with the sharks.
Wow.
They're all vegetarians, so no problem whatsoever. Do that, look for the elusive mermaids and look at the turtles, and then come back, go for a sunset cocktail at the northern part of the island where you have the most beautiful vista of the sunset. If you look in the back of me, that is a sunset from that point. I had this picture commissioned by our in-house artist. It looks like a photograph. And that's the view I would be enjoying, engulfing my margarita and taking it easy and reminiscing of the last 2 weeks of wonderful time having spent here at One&Only Reethi Rah. And then I would go to the Botanica, which is our restaurant, a dinner restaurant. It's a garden to table cuisine. We don't scare off the carnivores. We also have beef, we have fish, we have chicken. It's set in the chef's garden. It's a true bliss. You have the fruit bats flying above your head. You have fruits, vegetables, and spices growing just all around you. It's quite unique. You'd never think you'd find something like that in the Maldives. And I would have a lovely meal and a beautiful glass of red wine and look at what I would do next time when I come back.
That sounds amazing. I would join you for all of that except the 6:30 a.m. gym part. I would join you immediately.
Yeah.
With all the food here, culinary offerings, I'm sure you'd be part of that in no time, let me tell you.
Yeah.
You got to earn your dinner.
And the food is good here. The food is very good. The cuisine is excellent.
Would you say that the food is inspired by any sort of culinary traditions, or is it just open to, you have a little bit of everything?
We are open to a little bit of everything. I mean, all of our customers are very well traveled, so you have to go a little bit where the trends are, the directions. And the good thing about the culinary side is you can always change, you can always evolve. In a villa, the villa is static. You look after it, you put an amenity in there, this is what it is. And you refurbishment and you do repairs and maintenance. From the culinary point of view, you always have to put your think cap on and look at how can I make this exciting, or what food trend is that, or what's this. So it always keeps you on your toes. So we have a little bit of everything, but at the highest levels of cuisines. Without being stuffy, we have a signature restaurant, we have the casual, we have room service, we have the beach club, a little bit more casual, we have Middle Eastern, we have Japanese, Peruvian, eclectic, we got Botanica, we got Treehouse, we got, you name it. We will set up any kind of dining experience you wish to have. If it's in the front of your villa, if it's on the sandbank in the middle of the Indian Ocean at night, surrounded by water, if it's on the treehouse, 55 steps up on the tree lines, if it's in the Japanese Botanica or the Middle Eastern under a tent, we don't say no to anything in that perspective, which makes it very fun and surprising alike for the guests when they come here. They don't expect that.
Yeah, One&Only seems to set a pretty high bar from what I can gather.
Yeah.
Just pretty spectacular, very, very once in a lifetime memorable experiences. I wondered, what sort of a random question, what would you say your average length of stay is for folks, traveling from all over the world to visit you?
With COVID now being in the picture in our daily lives, it has extended by about 2 to 3 days. So if it was 7 days, it might be now 9 or 10 days. because people want to really escape whatever's back home, and really make the most out of it. It's not easy to travel, so you might as well do it, grind it, and spend a few more days in paradise when you can.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I sort of wondered with, all the places that you've lived and all the places that you've worked and all the places that you've traveled, is there a place on your own wish list that you haven't maybe yet had a chance to visit yet, and you're sort of admiring and thinking, maybe as the world starts to open up and maybe it's another one and only property, perhaps. Is there a place you want to go to?
It is indeed a one and only property, and it's Gorilla's Nest in Rhodesia. I just lost my trail. Gorilla's Nest in Rwanda. I'm sorry.
Rwanda.
I always was smitten by the silverbacks, and that is definitely an area, a product, I'm dying to visit, and it just so happens that we have it within our portfolio. So I'm very lucky that one day I'll be able to experience that. I can't wait, and it looks amazing. I've had friends who've been there, done it. It is one of the few things that are still left on my bucket list that I wish to pursue, and I will one day.
That's a good one. I feel like I've had friends who have actually been there that I've seen on Facebook in the past year, and it looked absolutely spectacular.
And it is so groomed and looked after and protected, and to be able to get close to a few meters or a few feet of these beautiful gorillas is rather unique, and there are not that many left, and it's just it's a blessing that we have the opportunity to showcase that as a destination. It has so much more to offer, but for me, it's the gorillas. It's definitely that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Jan, was there anything else that you wanted to go over related to, the property or the destination, or some things that you guys are doing, surrounding this time, and just any of the protocols or anything in general that you wanted to make sure to impart to the folks who listen to this in the coming weeks?
Yes, certainly. I just want to highlight that with all these global travel restrictions based on COVID, we're always delighted to welcome guests to One&Only Reethi Rah, and it's all about safety, feeling safe, far away from home. And when you choose to stay with us, we welcome you with a firm commitment that your health, your safety, and well-being is our utmost priority. Though some experiences may be slightly different during this period, we continue to offer choices, privacy, personalization, and showcase the life, the energy, and heartbeat of our resort. So you can really enjoy and escape with the highest degree of safety. And that's important that our guests all across the world understand that the Maldives, with all these little properties, all these little islands, we are like a republic of our own. We are self-contained. So it is very safe, and especially when you're a large island and you have the space and uniqueness of abundancy of space and luxury, where hygiene, where safety is paramount. I'd just like to highlight the Maldives is one of the safest destinations, if not the safest destinations to come and fly into, because we're a little island in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and there's abundance of fresh air, surrounded by turquoise waters.
Sort of social distance all you want out there, it sounds like.
Absolutely, absolutely. And We make our guests feel comfortable. We wear face masks all the time. And our guests, just for example, they only have to wear the face mask when they come for breakfast, when they come to a little buffet area where they come and when we serve them from the buffet, or when they come to the spa. Other than that, it's us wearing the masks, and we constantly smile under our mask. We do temperature control once a day and whatnot, so it's very rigorous. We will definitely keep on some of these renewed hygiene standards in the future. Even once Corona is eradicated, we will learn from this and use that in our day-to-day life and continue with some of these health and safety measures, which are very beneficial for all of us.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I think, even like you said, once this is, behind us, which we're all looking forward to once we have a vaccine and we've all been vaccinated, I think all of us around the world are going to look very differently at hygiene and, proximity to people. And it's all just going to be in the forefront of our minds for a long time to come. So just like you said, I think a lot of us will be expecting those things. They'll be these will become normal to us. So I think people will appreciate that you guys are thinking of those things long term and not just for this period of time right now.
Absolutely.
Well,
sure.
We just wanted to thank you so much, Jan, for joining us. And even though you're on the other side of the world, thank you for making time for us. And just for those of you who are watching us, Jan was actually going to be joining us outside at the resort today, but unfortunately it ended up raining. So he was able to join us indoors and had this beautiful photo of what the outdoors look like, or actually painting behind you. But we just absolutely appreciate you spending the time with us today, and thank you for being such wonderful partners. And we know that all of our travel advisors are going to love learning more about this incredible property that you work with.
Thanks very much, Joseph. Thanks, Colter. Thanks, Classifications. Yes, it does rain in paradise every once in a while. That keeps everything nice and green and lush. Thank you very, very much for your time. And I can't wait to welcome you with the 664 team members on island. We're all here to welcome and give you a sense of hospitality and Maldivian hospitality in the not so foreseeable future, I hope, and look forward to having you here. Stay safe, be well, and thanks very much for giving us the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Jan.
Thank you.
Great to meet you. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.